Are you ready for some Slayer? How about some Anthrax? Well, back in 2016, one of my buddies at work came up to me and said, dude, Slayer is on their final tour with Anthrax. You gotta go see them. Okay, not a big Slayer fan, not a big Anthrax fan, but a huge fan of live music. So I thought, if I want to see Slayer, this would probably be the perfect time to see them with Anthrax on maybe their last tour. So I went to the internet and bought me a ticket. I was supposed to go with my buddy, but he messed around and didn't get a ticket, and this thing sold out. So this is exactly how I wrote it in 2016. So this is Slayer playing at the Gas Monkey Live in Dallas, Texas on October the 7th, 2016. I was there, and this is how it went down. Way back in the mid-1980s, when I took a Sociology 1113, my college professor revealed to us that he had taken his twin son to an Iron Maiden concert. And for that entire semester, he used those Iron Maiden fans he had observed as an example, as a social group. So, I'm wondering how he would have classified those headbangers. I was squeezed in amongst at the Slayer and Anthrax concert last Friday night. He would have probably run for his life at the first glance. Okay, with a dose of extra strength bare back and body pain reliever, a pair of shoes that I didn't care if they were trashed or not, and a pocket full of earplugs, I was ready to join the sold out crowd at Gas Monkey Live to do whatever one does at a Slayer concert. Yeah. Okay. With a quick glance, I can tell that black t-shirts was the preferred fashion for the evening. And if one wants to check out the girls, well, this was really not the place. Although there were a few brave females mixed in between the Testament and the Judas Priest concert shirts, well, this was most definitely a guy's night out. Of course, I wanted to shout out, hey! Did anyone here go to the Barry Manilow concert last February? Because, I did. Yeah, I'm guessing I'm one of the few people alive who can say that they went to both a Barry Manilow concert and a Slayer concert, all in the same year. I think I'm in my own private social group there. Might be in here. Now, these Slayer fans are certainly a devoted clan. This I learned when a group of guys next to me started comparing their Slayer tattoos. Fans for life, I'm guessing, whether they want to be or not. I don't really remember such at the Barry Manilow concert, come to think of it. Now, Slayer and Anthrax are no flash in the pan groups, and they've been around for a while. So even though I saw fans there that looked as though they couldn't remember any presidents before Obama, I did see one guy that looked like he might have voted for John F. Kennedy. Now, the first band for the evening was Death Angel! Now, with a name like Death Angel, I'm guessing they probably don't play too many, high school proms or corporate conventions. Nonetheless, those in attendance were quite into the band, especially the long-haired kid in front of me, whose wild headbanging caused his long locks to flail with such vigor that it provided great airflow, keeping me quite cool and comfortable. Well, that was until he joined the mosh pit behind me that had broken out. Now the headbanger in front of me was some bald guy, which provided no airflow whatsoever. Instead, his headbanging was much more like a sweaty wrecking ball, which was to be avoided. Actually, Death Angel put on a formidable act, even though their tiny lead singer with his hair and beard, well, reminded me of one of the warrior dwarfs in the last Hobbit movie. Now, fantasy dwarf warrior aside, the guy did possess quite the set of pipes, which stayed true throughout the 6 songs they played. Next up was the classic thrash band Anthrax. Now, you've got to love a band named after a disease. Absolutely. Now, most of the band's songs started out with a rhythm guitarist, not to mention Meatloaf's son-in-law, standing alone on stage, knocking out a few power chords, quickly followed by the screeching vocals of longtime lead singer Joey Belladonna. Now, maybe there's no Prince tribute at this show like so many others I've seen this year, but Joey did mention the dearly departed members of metal royalty, Ronnie James Dio and Dimebag Darrell of Pantera. What? No mention of Lemmy? Love Lemmy. Of course, they thrashed out your standard Anthrax hits, including Monster at the end and Caught in the Mosh. At least I'm guessing these songs are standard Anthrax hits. I don't know. But everyone seemed to really come alive for their closing song, Indians! I find that offensive. Okay, ready or not, here came Slayer! And with a mad push from the crowd, I suddenly got to know everybody in the place really, really well. Oh yes, everyone was in a touchy-feely mood to such an extent that we were shoved so tightly together. There was one time that I actually thought that my feet had left the ground, but I was still moving with the crowd. Oh yes, that tends to happen at those kind of concerts. Now, taking his place at center stage with an eerie presence that would scare small children and probably most of the people I saw at the Barry Manilow concert, lead singer and bassist Tom Araya, he growled out the words to such song as War Assemble and Hate Worldwide. Even though I started the show about 40 feet away from the band, by the time such Slayer classics as Hell Awaits and Raining Blood were being played, I had been shoved forward until I was just a couple of sweaty bodies away from the stage. Yeah, not too bad, huh? Now I started to feel for the few girls I did see shoved against me. Yes, but I figured if they could stand multiple piercings and having 75% of their body tattooed, well, they were probably tougher than me. So they were on their own. Now, during one of the few times that Mr. Ryan spoke, he said they were going to play a love song. Now, I can't remember if this love song was the Slayer song Mandatory Suicide, Seasons in the Abyss, or Dead Skin Mask. They all seem to have a bit of a romantic ambiance about them. Ambiance. Araya. Tom Araya. With my t-shirt, black by the way, and jeans soaked in sweat, the band ended their show with a little sing-along ditty, Angel of Death. Wait a minute. Wasn't that the opening act? Oh yes, they were called Death Angel, not Angel of Death. My bad. And here's a quick thrash metal salute to guitarist Gary Holt, who ripped out some pretty awesome and really fun to watch guitar licks. And I had to love his Rob the Kardashians t-shirt he was wearing. Also black, by the way. Now, as for the other guitarist, Kerry King, well, I'm not so sure that the chains hanging down from his belt was such a good look. It just made him look like another one of the dwarf warriors from the Hobbit movies. Okay, after the lights came on, there were high fives and handshakes all around from all of the sweat-soaked, ear-ringing black t-shirt wearing thrash metal fans. Me personally, I was just glad to get out of the place alive. The Celtic women come back to Dallas in May. Rock on, Danny boy. Danny boy. So that was the Slayer and Anthrax show of 2016 at Gas Monkey Live in Dallas, Texas. Very cool show. Even though I don't think it was their final tour. After all, I think Slayer has toured a few times since then. But if they ever come to your town, do check them out. They are very fun to watch. Very cool show. However, I would suggest that you wear comfortable combat boots and perhaps elbow pads. Yeah, they get a little squished in. Regardless where you go, go see some live music. It'll make you a happier person. And this is not a Slayer shirt, by the way. Although it would look kind of cool. You have Slayer up here. Super Slayer.